Hey, everybody. Welcome to the first Cougars and Crossing week. And I'm coming to you here from outside Yosemite, but I'll actually be up in the Santa Monica Mountains soon to attend some of the at least in-person event on Sunday. But we have so much going on. And this is all about celebrating that the wildlife crossing is quickly becoming a reality, a little fundraising thrown in, but more about updating you on the crossing and giving you the tools to coexist with wildlife and what you can do to help wildlife along with building this landmark crossing. But first, I need to give a big shout out to Karina, our NWF team member, and to Laurie, our volunteer, who, this is one of her ideas to sort of do a Cougar Day that turned into a Cougar Week. And they've just been working hard to bring you these mostly virtual, but some in-person events this week. So welcome. Wow, there's a lot going on. So I'm actually going to go down the schedule here and let you know how you can plug in. Although you missed it, we really want to give a big shout out to the Shamanic Drum Journey that went on yesterday. Just amazing event. There's a link in the schedule. You can check out about it and get more information from the provider. It's just a wonderful way from Stella Davies to sort of celebrate mountain lions and connect people to it, and also just raise attention for the cougar cause. So thank you, Stella, so much. Today, what's going on? Well, you're hearing from me, and I'm just letting you know the schedule of events and how you can tune in. But there's so many places online. Go to the Save LA Cougars website. Watch some of our old presentations on P22 Facebook page to educate yourself, or join our team fundraiser. We'll be putting up the link here in a second that you can join. Part of this week is we still have a little bit to go to make this crossing a reality. Right now, we have about $27 million we need to raise by August 31st for the crossing to break ground this year. Sounds like a lot, right? But wait, the Wildlife Conservation Board has a $20 million grant on their August 26th schedule. There's information that we emailed it. We'll also be putting it on P22's page, how you can show your support and sign on to a letter for that $20 million grant. But what does that do? That puts us within 7 million of the finish line if that is approved. So we need all of you to help us fundraise. And there's a team fundraising event you can sign up with, again, that we're sharing. And wow, there's some cool prizes as well. T-shirts, special edition. But also, if you raise through your team $10,000, you will be put on the permanent online donor recognition for the crossing. And if you really want to go for it and raise $100,000 for the crossing, you'll be put on the permanent donor wall at the crossing site for the crossing. So for those of you who want to achieve some of those prizes, go for it. Sign up for the team fundraiser all week. And we have two incredibly generous donors, long-term supporters of Save LA Cougars and the Crossing, who are both matching $10,000. So a total of $20,000 in donations this week will be matched or doubled, however you want to look at it. Really big thanks to Wendy Gladstone and Michael McMahon for doing that. And you're going to hear from both of them later in the week to hear why they think the wildlife crossing is such an important thing that they want to dedicate both their time and their money to. So look for that later on. Tomorrow, what can you plug into? We have an incredible artist, Jonathan Martinez, who we partner with. And he did, for those of you who have been following the Save LA Cougars campaign, the P56 wonderful commemorative poster that we did in graphics. He's also done now 2 murals of P22, one at Esperanza Elementary in Los Angeles, and he just completed one in Watts of P22 with these beautiful monarch butterflies. This was in partnership with Third Rock Hip Hop and a whole bunch of folks in Watts to make this happen. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time on P22's Facebook page. For those of you who are tuning in here, that's where you need to go. Join us. I'll be there with artists and partners who help make this mural happen. And you'll also learn about some plans we have for future murals. Jonathan's just such an amazing artist. You can check out his work on Art of the Endangered. So on Thursday at noon, this is a live stream with Michael McMahon, again, one of the donors who is putting up $10,000 this week to be matched. And we're going to show you some of P22's special haunts. Again, anonymously, you're not going to be able to kind of tell where they are, but Michael actually has P22 wander through his backyard sometimes. So he is such an advocate for cougars. And again, want you to hear from him why he thinks this wildlife crossing is such a great thing that he's dedicated his time and funds to. Also on Thursday, we really want to thank the Santa Monica Mountains Fund for putting together a Break the Poison Chain event. Aside from needing connectivity, that these cougars will go extinct if we don't do something, another grave threat to their existence is rodenticides. And the SAMO Fund is hosting, you can check on the schedule for the Zoom call link, a way that you can be educated by some of the leading folks who are working to look for alternatives for rat poison, who teach about coexistence, and who are also looking at legislative bans on these awful substances that are just in wildlife, not just mountain lions, but bobcats and coyotes. We need to get rid of these. The National Park Service and SAMO Fund have a joint campaign called Break the Poison Chain. And you'll be hearing from folks on Thursday again at 3 p.m. like Poison Free Malibu, Poison Free Agora, Poison Free Calabasas, and Poison Free Simi, all sharing their wealth of knowledge how we can get these horrible poisons away from wildlife and look at alternatives. And then on Saturday, we have Reading with a Ranger. So join us again. You can go there in person, although it is limited to the first 25 people who register, or you can tune in virtually. It will be with Sherry Mangle-Ferber, another incredible volunteer for Save LA Cougars, who's written 2 books on P22, P22 The Journey and P22 The Park, and about our hero, P22. So either tune in virtually, or if you're the first 25 to register, you can do it in person outside at King Gillette Ranch. There's also a volunteer orientation taking place Saturday. You do need to fill out a volunteer survey with the Cougar Conservancy, who does a lot of incredible work on coexistence. And you can learn how to be a volunteer in general with them. And that's taking place on Saturday, but you do need to contact them and pre-register. And then Sunday, August 15th, we actually are having an in-person event at King Gillette Ranch, safely though. For the indoor portion, you will be required to mask up. Even for the outdoors, recommended. There'll be from 1 to 2 o'clock a self-guided tour of King Gillette Ranch and the Visitor Center. So you can show up then. From 2 to 2:30, there'll be a wildlife crossing presentation I'll be giving to give an update on the crossing. And you'll also hear from other partners like the National Park Service and the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy. And then the Cougar Conservancy, led by Karina, will be presenting from 2:30 to 3:30 a presentation on how you can coexist with mountain lions and what are the things you can do to keep people and wildlife and livestock and your pets safe. And then from 3:30 to 4:30, there'll be a cougar-proof enclosure demonstration, as well as all of the partners around the wildlife crossing will be there for that hour. Very casual open house. You can come up and ask us questions, and we'll give you all the updates on the crossing. So as you can see, there's a lot going on this week for the first Cougars and Crossing Week. And I just want to thank all of you. This has been a journey, at least for myself, been working on the Wildlife Crossing Project for almost a decade. Others on the partnership team have been working on it longer. It was a vision when I started in 2012, and we had no funding attached. We are now at, if the $20 million from the Wildlife Conservation Board goes through, raising $71 million. Caltrans will have blueprints at the end of this month, And all that stands in the way of us breaking ground this year is $7 million. We can do it. We can do it together. And this week is not just about fundraising, although that's a big part, but also to celebrate where we are, to give you all the information and all the updates we have on the crossing, and to get ready to break ground. So thank you all for being here. If you have any questions, you can message us on Facebook. You can email. Karina's email is in the event. Be sure to keep checking the schedule for updates. There are people and businesses adding things all the time. Probably the best way to get updates is just follow P22 or P22's event on Facebook, and we'll be posting them there. But you can email myself or Karina, which again, her email's on the event anytime. Thank you for being here. We hope you'll join us for some of these events. And as my good friend, Senator Fran Pavley says, this crossing is no longer an if, but a when. And the when is this year. And the why is because of all of you. Thank you for supporting this landmark crossing and for wanting to save these mountain lions from extinction. We'll see you at the rest of Cougars and Crossing Week. Take care.